I want to talk about AI for a minute. We're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about TCPA interest rates at time permitting, but I really want to talk with you about AI because you have done some cool stuff with AI. Number one, you've got this new video AI. It's JAI, and it's hilarious. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it's freaking funny watching this thing. Yeah. And so what software are you using for JAI?
Yeah. So to be completely honest, I have no clue. So and so the guy that does it for me is a guy he's one of my A player. He's my operator, right? So you know when you got resources and you got people that can create things and you're like, hey, go do this thing, and they go do it, and you don't know how they do it. That's how that gets done. Right. So I don't have any idea what he's using. I know that it takes him a while to do it. He's using the creative. He's a good creative mind as well. But the cool thing about it is, I don't have to go create the message and then go shoot a video and do all that. And it's this JAI, which is just like my alter ego is, you can tell it's AI. So playing off of that is fun, right? Like he's using that to play, like not trying to pretend like, hey, Jay actually shot this video. He's like, Jay's over doing some other stuff and he knows where the real opportunities are. You should reach out to him. But if you want this, you should call me because I'm here doing, whatever, like the Donald Trump one we did the other day. It was funny as hell. But pretty cool. It's interesting. It's, it's one of those things I like playing around with new technology and seeing how you can leverage it and use it. It's going to be very difficult to kind of determine, certainly I got a lot of, comments and people talking about it and that kind of stuff. If anybody wants to go watch it, you can go to jkinder82 on Instagram and you can watch them. They're funny. But
hold on, jkinder82 on Insta.
Yeah. jkinder82. They're just, and then think, how can you create a message that's creative like that and use it, AI to, he's funnier than I am. I mean, I know that. But
so have you gotten results out of it? Has it produced results?
I certainly have more awareness to what I'm doing because we're using it for raising money on apartments. And so am I getting people that immediately reach out to me and say, hey, I want to invest in apartments? No, but that's not the goal. The goal of that is to create the awareness and have an audience of people that are now downloading free stuff and then jumping on a webinar and that sort of thing. And so, it's difficult to measure, the success of it. A lot of really cool people have reached out to me wanting to know how I'm doing it. But, that's which tells me, okay, well, people are watching it and they're seeing it. And so it's giving me a little bit of relevance in some ways that I'm doing something they don't even know how to do yet. But yeah, it's kind of hard to pin down. And I think this goes back to something you were saying earlier. With AI, AI is extremely impressive in what things you can get done now that you couldn't have got done easily before. So it allows you to become more efficient, execute on things that I think execution is the hardest part. Implementation of ideas. It's not a shortage of ideas that's keeping people from growing their business. It's the implementation of them. And so now the ease of implementing things is just tremendous. It's incredible. And those that don't take advantage of it are going to be less efficient, and the ones that do are going to be extremely efficient. And that's it's fun to be able to execute ideas and not have to have 10 people on your staff. And you can do that now with AI.
So okay, let's get into some specifics here. So tell us exactly how, give us like 3 of your top ways that you're using AI in any of your businesses.
So, anytime that we're creating something. So rather than me try to determine, I can go into my chat GPT and just look at the kind of prompts that I'm doing and tell you. But it usually starts with like if I'm trying to create something that's content wise, it's creating the structure of what all things I need to say in that piece. Right. So I use it for that. So like, for instance, we do a new construction. This is a great example. So in new construction, we run a new construction funnel. For lead generation, it generates, new construction generally is at a price point where people have a home to sell. So, you have people that have homes for sale. People are interested in new construction. But then if you go find the people in the marketplace or like the builders in your market that are offering 3.9% financing. So now you can bake that into the ad where people didn't even know that was possible. Now they might really make a move now if they can get 3.9 because they're sitting on, 3% where they're at. And that's why they're not buying right now. And so there's some skill in creating a good message to the market. Well, the right way to create content is to understand who your audience is. And this is where people struggle with Instagram and what kind of content should I create. If you click on Frisco new construction, these homes must sell fast, 3.9% financing, not every builder is offering that, but I know which ones are. So if I talk to you, I'm going to be able to educate you as to, now I'm in a position of strength on the call and able to add value. But on the back end, you should create content that's specific specifically related to that person that clicked on that ad. So they want Frisco because if it said Prosper, they wouldn't have clicked because they want to live in Frisco. Most people, if they want to live in a particular city, they've identified it because of the schools or whatever the situation they're in. So we know that. Now I can go create content. The 5 biggest mistakes when people buy new construction in Frisco. You start to, and then you use Chat GPT. Hey, what are the 5 biggest mistakes people make when they buy new construction? Create a narrative or a video, an outline for a video, or give me 5 different benefit rich headlines in the voice of Dan Kennedy. Because I'm a marketer, I think like a marketer, but now I can have AI give it to me as if Dan Kennedy had wrote it, which means it's just going to be really good, benefit rich headline. And now I can put that into the follow-up system, and I'm driving them to consume content that's going to build trust. Now they're more likely to respond to a call, respond to a text, respond to an email. But that's a content strategy attached to a lead generation plan, right? So now I'm getting an audience of people that I know are interested in something, and now I know what content I can create to add value. And that's where people, I think, don't connect the dots on how to create content. It needs to be about who is that specific person I'm talking to, not just doing drone footage of a house and running through it as fast as you can with a video camera. That's a gimmick, right? Like that's, you might get lucky and go viral and create a huge audience of people that think that was cool, but you're not positioned as anything other than somebody who runs through a house with a video camera. To me, it doesn't excite me because I don't see the angle for how to move someone to seeing me as the expert and picking up the phone if I call them, or picking up the phone and calling me. That's what I'm looking for, right? Mm-hmm. And so, it's like, I can't remember the book, but it's around differentiated value, not Differentiate or Die, which is a great book. But there was another one. It's like, you can have differentiation, but if it doesn't align to what consumer wants, then it's like I use the example of having like, nobody would ever hire you. You could be a Christmas present opening company, and no one would ever hire you. Why? Because we all love to open Christmas presents. Nobody wants to delegate that part, right? So like, you have to have value that's differentiated, that is in alignment to what consumers prefer, right? And so you see a lot of little gimmicky things out there, but like, if you can create really good content that's aligned to what the problems are, what's the conversation going on in their head, interest rates, how to get a 3.9% interest rate when you buy new construction. These are things that people will watch because that's where they're at in their mind, right? And so that, I use AI to help, with getting that part right. You know what I'm saying? And so I use it all the time for creating content.
Club Wealth is the only coaching company on the planet that will literally guarantee that you will double your income or make at least an extra $100,000 your first year coaching with us, or we will give you 100% of your investment back. Click the link below, sign up for the appropriate tier level, and let's get you a strategy session today. And I promise you, I 100% guarantee you, that you will walk away with a heart full of gratitude for the time that we took for you, because you got so much value out of that call. Schedule your strategy session today. I promise you'll be glad you did.